Imagine nyo to, the year is 2026. Nasa labas ka ng Philippine Arena. Ito ang pinakamalaking indoor arena sa buong mundo. May 55,000 seats. At for the second time in history para sa isang Filipino act, sold out na naman ito. Hindi lang isang gabi, kundi 2 consecutive nights. Nasa stage ang 5 lalaki. They are wearing custom designer outfits, performing with world-class production, at rinig na rinig mo ang sigaw ng libu-libong fans, ang A-Team. They are at the top of the food chain. Pero, kung babalikan natin ang bank accounts nila 10 years ago, zero. Actually, negative pa nga. Baon sa utang, walang sweldo, at ang dinner nila? Madalas, hati-hati pa sila sa iisang order ng kanin at ulam para lang maitawid ang gutom. Sila ang SB19. Pero sa video na ito, hindi lang natin pag-uusapan kung gaano sila kagaling kumanta o sumayaw. Alam na natin yan. We are going to talk about the business empire they built behind the scenes. Paano nga ba nila tinurn around ang career nila from being ridiculed as K-pop wannabes to becoming multi-millionaire business moguls na nagbubukas na ngayon ng pinto para sa next generation? Paano sila nakawala sa alipin mindset ng music industry para maging sarili nilang boss? Securing the biggest endorsements like McDonald's, Bench, at Honor of Kings, at panalo sa legal war para sa sarili nilang pangalan? So the question everyone is asking is, gaano na ba talaga kayaman ng SB19 ngayon? Para ma-appreciate natin yung yaman nila ngayon, kailangan muna nating intindihin kung gaano kababa yung pinanggalingan nila. Let's rewind a bit. Before the flashing lights, SB19 was basically an experiment. ShowBT Philippines, a Korean company, wanted to bring the intense K-pop training system sa Manila. Ang catch? Walang bayad. For years, sina Pablo, Josh, Stel, Ken at Justin trained for 9 hours a day without a salary. Wala silang assurance kung magde-debut ba sila o hindi. Let's look at their profiles bago sila sumikat. Sobrang layo sa buhay nila ngayon. Si Josh, he came from a really tough background. Galing siya sa broken family at nag-open up siya na naging victim siya ng domestic violence noong bata siya. Para mag-survive, nagtrabaho siya bilang computer technician at call center agent sa sobrang batang edad. He literally had to hustle just to eat. Si Pablo, siya yung may stable job sana. Data analyst siya sa Makati. Kumikita na siya, may career path, pero iniwan niya lahat yon. Sabi niya sa interviews, he felt scammed into joining kasi ang promise sa kanya, solo artist siya, pero ginawa siyang leader ng grupo. Instead na mag-quit, tinanggap niya yung role at yung hirap. Si Stel, working student, nagtrabaho sa fast food crew habang nag-aaral ng Hotel and Restaurant Management o HRM. Sa sobrang pagod sa training at trabaho, nagkaroon pa siya ng pulmonary edema o tubig sa baga. Si Justin, multimedia arts student sa CSB. Imagine, tinatapos niya yung thesis niya for honorable mention habang tumataka sa training. He was balancing 2 incredibly difficult worlds. At si Ken, galing pa ng Zamboanga. Imagine the culture shock. Malayo sa pamilya, probinsyano sa Manila, tapos walang pera. Anak at apo siya ng mga pastor, so lumaki siya sa simpleng buhay. They were literally bleeding cash. Wala silang pamasahe, walang pangkain. This created what we call the sisiu mentality. They were hungry, literally and figuratively. At kapag wala ka nang mawawala, you become fearless. Yung go up, yun na dapat ang last song nila. Kung hindi yun pumakak, disband na sila. Back to normal life na sana sila.
Fast forward to the Go Up era. Nag-viral, smikat. We know that part. Pero here is the business plot twist that changed everything. Usually, kapag sumikit ang boy band, ang yumayaman ay ang management. The artists, empleyado lang sila. They get a small cut after paying off huge training debts. Pero SB19 did something aggressive, something rare sa OPM. Noong 2023, napansin ng fans na tinanggal gila ang SB19 sa mga bio nila. Naging mahalima ang tawag sa kanila. Why? Because there was a silent legal war. ShowBT owned the trademark SB19. Hindi nila magamit ang sarili nilang pangalan. Napilitan silang mag-cancel ng concerts sa Singapore, Dubai at Bangkok dahil dito. Sa business, this is a crisis. Your brand is your biggest asset. Kung hindi mo pag-aari ang pangalan mo, you are vulnerable. So anong ginawa nila? They established 1Z Entertainment. Si Pablo ang CEO, si Justin ang creative director, si Stel, Ken at Josh active sa decision-making. They took control. Hindi lang sila nag-renew ng contract, they built their own table. And the biggest victory came recently. Noong August 2024, na-mark na as abandoned with finality ang trademark ng ShowBT at officially, nailipat na ang ownership ng SB19 trademark to 1Z Entertainment. This is a multi-million peso move. By owning the trademark, sila na ang may-ari ng masters, ng merchandise, ng brand deals at ng future nila. Wala nang middlemen na kukuha ng malaking porsyento. This transition from talent to owner is the primary reason kung bakit nag-skyrocket ang net worth nila in the last 2 years. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin ang cash flow. Saan nanggagaling ang pera? SB19 is no longer just endorsing products, they are partnering with brands that shape Filipino culture. Ang tawag ng A10 sa mga brands na ito ay Ninong at Ninang. It's a genius marketing ecosystem. Let's look at their portfolio for 2024 and 2025. Sobrang stacked. First, McDonald's. Noong 2024, naging face sila ng Chicken McDiff with the Atinto campaign. This is huge. McDonald's usually gets global icons like BTS. For a local act to headline a major campaign like this, ibig sabihin household name na sila. Pangmasa na ang appeal nila. Then there's Bench. December 2024, pumasok sila as major ambassadors. Alam naman natin sa Pilipinas, Bench is the benchmark of celebrity status. Kapag nasa billboard ka ng Bench sa EDSA, you made it. Isama mo pa dyan ang Xiaomi for the Redmi Note 13 series, Acer, GCash, Pure Gold, Pizza Hut, at Pepsi. At recently, pinasok na rin nila ang gaming world. Sila ang official artists for Honor of Kings International Championship 2025. Malaking market ang esports at nakuha nila yon. Industry insiders estimate that top-tier celebrity endorsements in the Philippines can range from 5 million to 15 million or more per contract. Multiply mo yan sa dami ng brands nila, the revenue of 1Z Entertainment is definitely hitting 8 to 9 figures annually just from partnerships alone.
Pero alam niyo ba kung saan talaga kumikita ng malaki ang artists? Hindi sa Spotify streams, nasa touring. Noong pagtatag World Tour 2023-2024, nilibot nila ang US, Canada at Asia. Pero mas naging aggressive sila sa simula at wakas World Tour ngayong 2025 at 2026. Kick-off pa lang, Philippine Arena na agad. Sold out ang tickets in less than 7 hours. Nag-add pa ng day 2 due to demand. Tandaan, ang rental pa lang sa venue na to is reportedly around 1 million pesos or more per day. Hindi pa kasama ang production cost. To sell out 55,000 seats twice? That means gross ticket sales in the hundreds of millions. At hindi lang yan sa Pilipinas. Sold out din ang shows nila sa Los Angeles, Toronto at Vancouver. Dollars ang kitaan dyan. Plus, meron pa silang documentary film. Pagtatag the documentary, grossed 21 million pesos sa box office. Ito na ang highest grossing documentary sa history ng Pilipinas. They literally monetized their behind-the-scenes story. Genius move. Now, let's break down the individual wealth. Kasi hindi lang sila SB19. Bawat isa sa kanila ay may sariling business at career. They are diversifying. Number 1, Pablo, the CEO and producer. Siya ang may pinaka-unique na revenue stream, royalties. Siya ang main composer at writer ng karamihan ng hits nila tulad ng Gento, Mapa at Go Up. Every time piniplay ang kanta nila sa Spotify, YouTube, radyo o TV, Pablo gets a cut as the songwriter. That is passive income for life. Siya rin ang CEO ng 1Z Entertainment. Number 2, Stel, the TV personality and performer. Stel is dominating mainstream TV. Siya ang coach sa The Voice Generations at The Voice Kids. Malaki ang talent fee sa TV exposure na ganito. Nag-release din siya ng solo EP na Room at nagkaroon ng nationwide tour.
Siya ang pinaka-visible sa general public. Number 3. Ken or Philippe, the fashion mogul. Ken is building a fashion empire. Meron siyang sariling clothing line, ang Superior Sun. Laging sold out ang drops nito shortly after launch. As a solo artist named Philippe, nananalo siya ng awards sa Wish Music Awards at nakapag-solo concert pa sa Japan. He captures the hypebeast and streetwear market. Number 4. Justin, the creative visionary. Justin creates the visuals. Siya ang creative director ng group, so he saves the company millions in production fees by directing their MVs himself. He also launched his own business, Visar Society, selling aesthetic products. Pinasok na rin niya ang acting bilang si Eknad sa Sangre at nag-release ng solo songs like Surreal. Number 5. Josh, the gamer and hustler. Josh leveraged his gaming background. Siya ang artist for the gaming community, active sa Honor of Kings at Wild Rift collaborations. Ang solo track niyang Wild Tonight showed he can produce high-quality solo acts. May mga investments din siya sa crypto at properties. Galing siya sa hirap, so alam niya kung paano pahalagahan at palaguin ng pera. So, anong ginagawa nila sa lahat ng pera at influence na to? They invest it back. 1Z Entertainment is currently building The Zone, their own office, recording studio at dance studio. Hindi lang to para sa kanila. They are looking for the next big thing. Nag-open na sila ng auditions para sa kanilang first ever girl group trainees nitong January 2026. Ang goal nila is to create an ecosystem kung saan hindi na kailangan magdusa ng mga Filipino artists tulad ng dinanas nila. Gusto nilang punan ng mga pagkakulang ng industry. They are transitioning from being idols to being executives. Sabi nga ni Pablo, maybe today we're a boy band, but next week we're businessmen. So, sagutin natin ang tanong, gaano kayaman ng SB19 ngayon? Financially, they are likely multi-millionaires with diverse assets, properties, luxury cars, businesses, and investments. Estimates suggest each member's net worth is well into the tens of millions, potentially more given their ownership stake in 1Z. But their true wealth isn't just the cash, it's the freedom. Freedom to create the music they want, freedom to own their name, and the power to change the lives of their families and the future of OPM. From sharing a single meal to owning the company that manages them, SB19's story is the ultimate proof na sa negosyo at sa buhay, ownership is the key to true success. Kayo 18, ano sa tingin nyo ang pinakamalaking yaman na naibigay ng SB19 sa inyo o sa OPM industry? Is it their music, their story, or the pride they bring to the Philippines? I-comment nyo sa baba, babasahin ko lahat yan.